Here's a quick overview of the beginning of 26. Remember, the Romans have been trying to land on shore, and the British have been fighting them back from the land, and the British are completely overwhelming the Romans, who have no idea what they're doing or where they are. Or they can't fight in deep water, and they're having lots of trouble. So, pugnandum est ab utrusque acriter. Pugnatum est is perfect passive, but here it's impersonal, which is really hard to translate in English. The best you could say is there was a fighting. There was fighting. Is how you would say it better in English, but there was a fighting. Ab utrusque acriter. One thing that it's really good to know that iter is an adverbial ending. So anytime you have a third declension adjective like acris, which means bitter or rough or harsh, you would add iter to it to make it an adverb, like in English we add ly. So acris is rough or harsh, and acriter is roughly or harshly. We get the word acrid from this, like if you have an acrid taste in your mouth, it's a bitter taste. Nostri tamen, and like we've seen a lot, nostri refers back to our soldiers, our men, even though there's no noun there, just as ours. Like in English we say our guys, tamen. Quod neque ordines servare neque fermiter, there's another iter. So fermus means firm, and fermiter means firmly. Insistere neque segna subsequi poterant. I'll stop there because we have a verb. So we have a series of neques. We know that when there's two, it's neither nor, but here we have three, and it just go neither this nor that nor that. So because neither x nor y nor z. And then poterant is the thing that everything hinges on. Poterant is imperfect. I know you see the errant, you think, well, maybe that's pluperfect. This is really the verb just errant, which is imperfect, and a prefix, basically. So they were able neither to do something, and there's three infinitives that depend on poterant: servare, insistere, and then subsequi is a deponent. So that's why the infinitive looks like an I. Remember, sequi is a really important deponent. We're going to see it a lot. The greci words, gredior, gredi, greci, to go, and sequi, to follow, are the deponents you see most often. Atque alias alia. This sentence, basically the book translates everything for you because it's just kind of a weird sentence. So I just wrote down what the book said. And if you have any questions, one thing, signis is dative because of occurrerat. Occurrerat means to meet someone or to run into them. You can kind of see the word currerat in there. That's the running. You kind of run into someone. And just like we say in English, run into, it takes a dative. Like if I met someone in Latin, I'd have to say, I meet to someone. So they met two signs or signals or standards. Okay, things aren't going well for the Romans. Magnopere per tababantur. Magnopere is a great adverb that Caesar likes to use a lot, so I'd add that to your little mental cache of words. And it's exactly what it looks like, right? You have your terba in there, like disturb. Per is a prefix, that means thoroughly. So to turbare someone's to disturb them, throw them into confusion, and per turbare is to do it completely or all the way through. It's passive, third person plural. Just what it looks like, imperfect ba. So it's talking about how terrible the Romans are doing. The Halstes. Now we're going to talk about the enemy. Vero is adverbial, really. It means in truth, or you might say indeed, really. Notis omnibus vadis. There's a typo there. It should be an S instead of an I. Notis vadis is an ablative absolute, but you have to be careful with the omnibus. It doesn't belong with the ablative part. This is really a dative ibus. So this is are ablative, but it goes with notis, known to all, and then make it ablative absolutely, right, with the noun having been verbed. You can say after the noun had been verbed, or when the noun had been verbed, or since the noun had been verbed. So the enemy are going to do something now. Ubi ex litore aliquos, blah, 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 conspexerant. Aliquos goes with ingredientes, and hostes are nominative. Aliquos ingredientes is our accusative, and it's sort of an apposition to singulares. So this describes the ingredientes. And then conspexerant is what the hostes do, and you'll notice it's pluperfect, it's conspex, and then you have your erant, third person plural. So when they had XYZ. Ingredientes, here's our gradior that we were just talking about, deponent, one of the most common deponents. You have an NT, present participle, so you're going to have to say verbing. And then gradior almost always has a prefix, so we have gradientes, so it's not just to go, but to go out. And they're going out singulares, like one by one, single file. Navi. So when they saw that, then something else is going to happen. They're going to do something else. Incitatis equis is ablative absolute, so when the noun had been verbed, after the noun had been verbed, since the noun had been verbed. Impeditos adoriebantur. Orior is deponent. So we have ad orior, which is a prefix, and it's passive, but you're going to translate it actively. Here, the book suggests we say repeatedly attacking, and you get that repeatedly from the imperfect part, ba. Imperfects have a lot of ways to translate them, and they all have to do with this repeated action or an action that's ongoing in the past. So you can say he began to, he tried to, he used to, more than just he was doing something, right? And this is going to be a they. So they were repeatedly attacking, and that idea of doing it over and over again is the ba part. And they're attacking the impeditos, because that's accusative. Plures paucos circum sistebant. Really classic word order. Nominative, accusative, verb. That's what we were expecting in Latin. Subject, object, verb. It's called SOV. Perfect Latin word order. Fine. Alii, ab, latere aperto. And your ab goes all the way to the aperto. These are ablative because of the preposition ab, latere aperto. In universos tela conjugiebant. Tela is our accusative, so the alii are the subject. They are verbing the tela, and this is conjugiebant, that's what they're doing. In universos, the book, make sure you know that those people, those universos, are the Romans, just to give you an idea. The alii are the British, right? Plures are doing one thing, alii are doing another. So many are doing one thing, some are doing the other thing. Just an aside, when you have two aliis, it means some, this, others, that. It's one of those, when you have two, they're special. Okay, I think that's enough for just the first part. Keep going on your translations. I'll let you see what my notes are in case they help you. This part's nice. It's pretty straightforward, and the book has some good notes. But boy, the Romans aren't doing too hot, so we'll find out what they're up to.